Well, this is wonderful to be doing this, talking about Sci-ROI, an organization started by postdocs and post-PhD students to try and find ways to connect US and India and in a meaningful sort of way and in new ways. The history is we started out with the Khurana program, which is a US India exchange program, where we try to bring some of the best students from India and place them in some of the best labs in the US in a variety of different disciplines. We started out with biology, and that's what Khurana program was, named after Hargobind Khurana, the chemist who synthesized DNA and deciphered the genetic code. And so, making the first synthetic gene, starting the whole field of synthetic biology in the 70s, early 70s. And prior to that, using that DNA to make RNA and decipher the triplet code, starting off the field of chemical biology. So, this man did this in 60s and 70s here at University of Wisconsin, Madison. To honor him, we started this Khurana program to not only dissolve the divisions between countries, US, India, right across the globe, but also between disciplines, chemistry, biology, and now engineering. So this is where the program started in about 2008, in 2008 exactly, in fact. And subsequently, we were able to expand the program to include people from different disciplines, engineering, science, um, mathematics, etc. And so that came under the rubric of SN Bose program. This was to honor Satyendranath Bose, who's sitting in India, solved some of the most fundamental problems with then the exciting field of quantum mechanics. And the famous particle, the boson particle, was named after him um, by Paul Dirac, in fact, named it after him. So for all other disciplines, the same sort of programs, the Corona programs, the Bose program now, that started in 2011. As these students who had come for Khurana and Bose programs came and started their PhD programs, they finished their PhD degrees, they started looking for opportunities to go back to India or to contribute academically or scientifically and even entrepreneurially to both countries, US and India. And from there emerged the need. We realized that there was a large need. There was a postdoc here at Wisconsin, Sri Ram, who had come from IIT Kanpur, done his PhD at Rockefeller, and then he decided to go back to India, Bangalore. So Sri Ram initiated the process of essentially making a program for postdocs or post-PhD students who were looking for now the next phase, looking for opportunities in the next phase of their career. So that is the history of the Khurana Bose programs, and then Sci-ROI, which stands for actually Science and Technology Research Opportunities in India. Around the same time, around 2013, as the programs grew large, so Khurana and Bose started 2008, 2011. By 2013, the programs had expanded to represent all universities in India and some of the largest universities, the best universities in the US. It was no longer restricted to University of Wisconsin-Madison. And for that, we required to establish a non-profit organization that would interact with various partners in the US to try and place Indian students in US institutions. So, with that was born WINStep, Wisconsin India Science and Technology Education Partnership, which has now evolved into World and India Science and Technology Education Partnerships. So, WINStep then, working with Sriram in 2015, established Sci-ROI. The mission of Sci-ROI was that this would be a student-run, peer-run organization where WINStep would provide administrative support and some infrastructure, but it is essentially managed by postdocs and students from various scientific disciplines from various universities. Currently, within a year, so it started last May, it is now May of 2016, and within the first year already, we have representation from 10 to 11 universities across the Midwest and a couple of coastal universities as well. Postdoctoral fellows meet, they formed a board, and they decide the future and the goals of the organization as necessary. But the broader goals that have been agreed upon um, are essentially to create an organization that can enable people, both in the US and in India, to build new ventures, to explore new opportunities, and to build mutually beneficial ventures. Okay. So, a question that often comes up is, what is the purpose of Sci-ROI? And what might a participant or someone who's a member of it get out of this organization? And so there are two layers to that question. One is, what is Sci-ROI? It is an organization of postdocs and professionals, young professionals, old professionals, all levels, that are interested in opportunities, developing opportunities between US and India that are mutually beneficial. This is not one-sided or one-directed vectorial organization. It is run, managed, and its mission defined by its participants. So that's one thing that participants should get out of it. The other thing that we hope that participants will get, and this comes out of the fact that people who are graduating, especially, or who are looking for opportunities in this part of the world, in Midwest, in the US, do not have access to all the opportunities that are rapidly evolving in India. And similarly, people in India do not have access to this amazing talent pool in the middle of the country. People typically think there's the Harvard coast and there's a Stanford coast, and everything in between you fly over. This is flyover country. But it turns out that there are a lot of really talented Indian expatriates here who have expertise in a variety of different domains, expertise that matches, maybe exceeds that of certain universities that people may have heard of more frequently. So it is actually connecting the talent pool here with the opportunities both in the US and in India. It is not only, unlike some of the other organizations, it is not only designed to place people from Indian backgrounds in institutions that are coming up in India. That is certainly a goal, but that is not the only goal, and that's not even the primary goal. The primary goal of this organization is to provide information to both communities, talented people here, talented people in India, job opportunities, scientific opportunities, business opportunities, technological opportunities here and in India, joint opportunities that people might come up with, and anything new. Provide the platform for young people to develop, or young people, I shouldn't say young people, any person with an idea, with a good idea, to explore their idea, vet it, and perhaps execute it. Bring together communities here and there and create new products, create new platforms, create new opportunities themselves. So essentially Silicon Valley spread between the two countries on both sides of the globe. So this is one of the main goals of Sci-ROI. The second goal is, so information, ability to vet ideas, these come together. The next goal is to build a network of professionals, like-minded professionals that are interested in contributing to the economies, to the scientific culture, to the academic and general social culture across the board in both countries. But the network that we wish to build, that not just me, but members of Sci-ROI would like to build, is something that will sustain, inform, mentor, and so what do I mean by those sorts of things? And provide opportunities as well. So sustain, I mean, is that you have a community, local community, national community, international community, that can address the problems, challenges, questions that come up as people reach different stages of their career, right? So you need a group of people willing to help each other, and from that emerges mentorship. People who have gone through the process of perhaps finding a position in India or finding a position in the US, applying for various fellowships, dealing with the challenges in both systems, dealing with the challenges of individual institutions, etc. These people then become, within the network, mentors, peer mentors. Also people who are deciding policy or are responding to the needs of the people who they wish to bring back or they wish to engage. That network then can be a mentoring network or a receptor network as well, right? You can begin to learn from the people that you are trying to recruit or engage as well as inform those people as to what the parameters of a given opportunity might be. And this goes not only for academic positions or scientific endeavors, but also entrepreneurial things and other venues as well, social entrepreneurism, for instance. So this is the second component of Sci-ROI, building networks, building communities. Within those networks and communities, you would have depth that provides mentorship, you would have information transfer, you would have new opportunity growth, etc. And this gives people who are part of this group a voice so that they can collectively, effect change that an individual may not be able to do on their own. The organizational structure and what it is that how are we going to go about implementing some of the things that we've talked about, the vision of Sci-ROI. So the organizational structure, of course, is WINStep Forward, the non-profit that is running Khurana BOS program, is intimately involved with Sci-ROI, providing infrastructure and administrative support. But it is essentially run by members of the Sci-ROI group, which have local chapters in different universities. And those local chapters provide voice and strength and information networks within their local universities. And then, of course, at the national level, we all come together once every year in an annual event. But every month, the group interacts through Skype or other internet-based apps, right? And basically decides on multiple different things. So one of the most important things, of course, is I just mentioned the annual event at which everybody from all over the country comes together and discusses what the needs might be, what new opportunities might be, how people might synergize better and develop new programs. But every month, the Sci-ROI group chooses to invite people from India and the US, policymakers, recent returned faculty members, business people, etc., as well as those who are involved in facilitating these interactions, to come and present a webinar to the group that everybody attends wherever they might be. So this monthly event essentially is a way to inform and participate in the process that is going on in India. The other thing that is going on is that there's a web portal, and this is an important aspect of Sci-ROI. On this web portal, people have a lot of information available, opportunities in India, but more interesting and more important, I guess, is the resources available on this web portal include the resumes and the information in various areas that our members are engaged in. So brief resumes of the entire membership of Sci-ROI is available to people who might be interested in engaging people in the US or in India for partnerships, for programs, for positions, for entrepreneurial ventures, etc. So we have a portal that not only allows people who are looking for talent to very quickly sort through and identify potential, how would you describe it? Potential, I don't want to say employees. What would you describe it as?
Candidates, potential candidates.
Yeah, potential candidates. No, should we go back? Not to do that. Let's say it is a portal that's available to potential recruiters. How about that?
Yep.
Yeah? So let's do that.
Yeah.
So one of the important things that Sci-ROI provides is in a portal, a computer portal, where you have information for various opportunities that are available in the two countries. And in addition to that, which is probably fairly generic, but also what you have is access to a large talent pool in the US for recruiters who might be interested in individuals with specific skills or partners to start various ventures with, or collaborators, etc. So this serves as an important resource, not only for people here who are looking for opportunities in India, but also people there who are looking for talent here or are looking to build collaborations beyond the obvious partnerships between academics, established academics in various institutions. So this, I think, will be far more important than a typical informational portal or typical resume gathering service like monster.com or something like that. It'll actually build a community going forward. The other thing that Sci-ROI intends to do and has begun already through its webinar system is to bring policymakers and have an honest dialogue with policymakers, decision makers, people who hire people, people who build institutions, etc., as to what is actually required for people to come back, what might people expect if they want to engage with India, and what are the needs of the people who go back or engage to actually be successful. It is one thing to say, we have opportunities and this is going to be wonderful, please come back. It's the other to realize sometimes when you build, you need to be able to take into account both sides of the equation. Right? So a webinar followed by some sort of a policy blog or a discussion where one can have optimization of opportunity, optimization of the talent that is required, and the optimization of what resources one might need to be successful. Because once you bring someone talented back and you do not provide them resources, or you engage someone talented and you do not provide them resources, it is essentially like not having done it at all. In fact, it might be worse. You might have kept a talented person from fully exploring their potential by offering them an opportunity that would have been a good opportunity, but is missing a few minor components that would have made it complete and effective. And so this is an ongoing engagement that we hope Sci-ROI will nurture, and it'll grow as the needs and the environment and the landscape, the ecosystems change in both places. So that is the other ongoing active aspect of Sci-ROI. And then of course, we've talked about it being a resource, we've talked about having a policy blog, an active blog and people would be able to engage from India and here. We've talked about having a portal that provides information to people here and there and provides connections between talent and opportunity in both cases. So now that Sci-ROI is off to a good start with several hundred members in multiple universities, we would like very much for more people to engage in this experiment, participate, and help nurture and grow this in the direction that you might like it to go. So it is a growing organization, and the opportunities and directions are many. And I think every person that joins has the opportunity and perhaps the responsibility to bring their vision and see if they can contribute, develop their vision in any which way they want. So we would welcome you to join the organization, to participate in ways that you see best. And the way to do this is simply look up Sci-ROI, Sci, SCI-ROI.org. You can do this on the web. You could look for Sci-ROI on Facebook. You can do it on LinkedIn. And so far, we haven't done Twitter or Snapchat or any of those things. But if that's what you like, you're welcome to build that yourselves. And we'd love to join you in this quest. So this is an experiment. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but we have, from just looking at what has happened so far, we have great hopes and anticipate that this is going to be extremely beneficial in many, many ways that we can't even begin to expand and describe right now. Thank you.